Good morning. Today's adventure is brought to you by the great state of Connecticut. That's right. Today we are exploring my own backyard, both figuratively and literally, for we are only about, 4 or 5 miles from my home. It's been a long northeastern winter, albeit somewhat mild, but I haven't been able to get out as much as I'd like to, so it's in early March. It's a beautiful 65 and sunny degree day, so I figured I would wrangle up my most favorite hiking partner, Ms. Rosie, and let's go exploring. So what are we going to go explore? Well, today we are exploring the Mattituck Forest. More specifically, we are exploring the Mattituck Trail. And even more specifically, we're going to take this Mattituck Trail to a place colloquially known as Leatherman's Cave in Watertown, Connecticut. Connecticut has a few caves. Now, when I say the word caves, you probably think of an image in your head that most people will think, which is a big hole in the ground. Those are typically called limestone caves, and they are formed by water dropping into the rocks, and sooner or later that water will cut away at the rocks, forming a hole in the ground. Connecticut has maybe 2 or 3 of those limestone caves. Not a very big destination for spelunking in Connecticut. The cave we are going to, Leatherman's Cave, it is not a limestone cave. It's something called a talus cave. A talus cave is formed by, let's say you have a rock cliff face. Well, moisture gets in between the rocks, and during the freeze-thaw cycle, those rocks will start going apart from each other. Sooner or later, it's going to fall. When they fall, they will lean up against the rocks and form a makeshift cave, more or less. Those are called talus caves. And that's what we are going to today. It's not a long hike, only about 2 miles out and back, so we should get there fairly quickly. But hey, enough blabbing along. Let's hit the trail, and I will check in with you guys when I get some interesting things to talk about. I talk a lot of smack on Connecticut because compared to the other places I've hiked in this country, it's kind of low on the list, but in its own right, it is a very pretty state, and I am very fortunate to have a cool place like this to go hiking at, so close to my home. So like I said, we are taking this trail out to a structure called Leatherman's Cave. Leatherman's Cave got that name from a gentleman called the Leatherman that used to walk through Connecticut over to the Hudson Valley in New York and back again. He had multiple caves throughout his little route there that he would hang out in. He was called the Leatherman because he would just walk around in a huge leather outfit that he made from materials that he found along his path. They since found out who this guy was. His name, I forget what his name was. Just a French-Canadian guy who, well, he's just basically a vagabond. He just walked. It's really not that interesting, honestly. The most interesting thing about him is probably his cave. Well, I take that back. Back in 1999, Pearl Jam released a song called Leatherman, which is about him. So I guess if you got a song written about you, you're somewhat on the popularity level. So we are going to take this trail out to his cave and go exploring and see how this dude lived. Should be quite fun. So this is a portion of the hike called Crane's Overlook. We're actually right above the cave. The cave is right down there, but this is one of the peaks over here, and it's just an overlook that you can see all the hills and the valleys that create in this this portion of the state. All that noise off in the distance, that's Route 8. It kind of sucks. Come springtime, all these trees will have leaves, and the leaves will insulate the noise, man-made noise out there. But hey, leaves aren't out yet, so it is what it is. Definitely takes me out of the element, but what are you gonna do? Again, this is called Crane's Overlook. I've hiked up here scores of times, and not once have I ever seen a crane, neither the bird nor the heavy machinery. That's some blatant false advertising, I think. But hey, enough stupid jokes. Let's go explore that cave. All right, here we are. Let's go check it out. There it is. So, as you can see, certainly not a legit cave that you would expect it to be. But with that being said, you are 100% out of the elements. If you were living in here and it was raining, there's certainly areas that you could hang out and not get hit by any precipitation. Also, with that being said, you could have a fire in here and you won't smoke yourself out because you just have all these natural chimneys all over. Pretty cool, huh? Like, I don't necessarily agree with what the Leatherman did for a living. It's not what I would choose how to spend my life, but when it comes to cave dwellings, yeah, he picked a pretty cool cave to live in. Hey, wonderful litter. You gotta love it. It's everywhere. And just beyond the cave, you have another little outcropping of rocks over there. Kind of fun to jump and climb all over. My kid enjoys it. So I haven't been 100% truthful with you guys on this video. There is an ulterior motive that I came out here for. I definitely wanted to make a video showing Leatherman's Cave, but I was here about a week and a half ago with my son and Ms. Rosie. And while I was exploring Leatherman's Cave with him, we found a secondary cave that I'd never seen before. I've been out here scores of times in the past and never noticed this one before. So I was pretty excited when I stumbled upon it. I didn't think it would be very good parenting to go ahead and enter the cave then with my 5-year-old in tow, so I went ahead and planned on revisiting it, which is why I'm here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this secondary hole that we have. It's right there. I'm sure there's not too much light that you can see, but it definitely goes down and then it goes out that way. I'm not sure how deep it goes, but that's why we're here to explore it. Again, this is certainly not a limestone cave. It's definitely a, well, I would bet that this is probably a combination of a talus cave and just a sinkhole. I think throughout the years, moisture's gotten in there and just washed away the normal sediment and just created the hole bigger and bigger and bigger. So let me go ahead and stop this video and get my gear going, and let's go in the hole. This won't be good filmmaking. I don't know how to set my camera up to get a good shot of me entering the cave. It's just me out here, and well, Rosie doesn't have opposable thumbs, so she can't work it. So I'm probably just gonna set it up and maybe have to edit it down. It's gonna be a tight fit. So we'll see what happens. Alright, finally hit the bottom. Oh, let's go on in. It's probably really dark. Let's get some light on in here. Oh wow, it's so much bigger than I thought. Clearly I'm not the first one to find this cave. But look at it, holy crap, it's huge down here. Whoa, it's even bigger. I really hope the camera's picking up on this and my lights are doing it justice. This is super big, wow, it circles all the way around. There's our hole out. Let's see how deep it goes back in there. Looks like it stops right there. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'm crouched down as tight as I can. It's super, super small back in this area. But overall, this place is pretty big. This is surprisingly big. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting. What a cool hiding spot this would be. Definitely some drunk kids came down here. You gotta love high schoolers. Glow lights and whatnot. Glow sticks, I mean. Let's go check out the other side. This is pretty wild though. Just walking so slow because there's a lot of places to bang your head. Pretty crazy. Super happy I came down here. This is really cool. I think I should come back and have my kid explore this. He would really think this is wild. I got water dripping down. Just, oh, look, a little spider. That would be too cold for him, but pretty wild. Alright guys, well, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Like I said, I've been coming to this cave for years and years and years. At least 50 times I've been out here and never noticed this before. This is my first time exploring this portion of the cave. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm gonna go ahead and stop filming so I can get on out of here and rescue Rosie. She's getting a little nervous up there. I hear her chain shaking. So I made it out of the cave, made it out of that hole. Okay, it was a little bit challenging, to be honest with you. I had to kind of Superman my arms up in order to get out because my shoulders are just way too broad to fit in that hole. And when I got to a certain area, I had to, whoa, the ice almost got me there. When I got to a certain part of my body, kind of had to corkscrew myself. And then at one point, I certainly had to let all the air out of my lungs in order to fit. But hey, I made it out. I tell you what, embarking on this adventure today, I've been thinking about this, like I said, for about a week and a half. I really didn't think, I wasn't expecting too much, you know, going in there. I just thought it'd be a little hole and I'd take a video and that'd be it. But that cave, for lack of a better term, was probably about 10 times bigger than what I anticipated. So that's always cool when you set your expectations low and then they certainly exceed them when you get to the fun part. So that's fun. You know, it's probably a little bit dangerous to go doing this caving type of stuff alone. I definitely took the precautions that I needed to. My wife is aware of where I am, and I text her before I entered, then I also text her when I got out. So safety first is always a plus. And we are almost done. So this was quite the cool adventure to have on a Tuesday afternoon, a beautiful day in March. We're almost back to my car now, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. So hey, be awesome to each other and do not litter, and to give your dogs a hug, because I think they like that kind of stuff.